one of the theories I studied from Ashley and others in 2014, you can find the reference in my book, is the bullseye effect. What does that mean? It's like a bullseye, like you're throwing darts? No, that's not it. That's the idea that if you have the same tornado 100 years ago, you would destroy less houses because you have less houses constructed. Because of the development in humanity today shows us that we are expanding in area of habitation, of the cities are augmenting, right? So it's, if you have the same tornado from 40 years ago, from 100 years ago, it will have more impact today in terms of price, in terms of value, in terms of size of destruction than what we would have in the past, because we're expanding the target so that the same tornado could hit. It's not the same, of course, but in a matter of scale, that's why it's a theory, in the matter of scale it could destroy more houses, and in the future we're expanding more the cities. So that being said, what will happen is we'll have a disaster that will affect more houses. That being said, we have to remember, of course, the example of Detroit that was reducing its population, so therefore the houses could be affected by disaster. That will not be a big of a deal, but at the same time there's also destruction of disasters. So it's not that the cities are shrinking in terms of properties. No, they're always expanding. This is a constant throughout the last 200, maybe 200, 300 years that we can see in all the Western civilization. So if we're expanding our cities, if we're expanding our habitat and coastal areas, for example, and many different regions, we're expanding the chances of having destructible and the effects of disaster destroying property. So that's something we need to take care on and think about when we're building like urbanistic plannings for cities, when we're building plans of how to control and effective respond to a disaster. There are some specific issues with the growth of the cities that actually can change the way we see a response, a recovery, and an urban planning.